The Mad Tea Party. Alice was invited to tea at the March Hare's house. She soon saw the house. The chimney was shaped like ears, and the roof was thatched with fur. There was a table under a large tree. It was a big table, with teacups and tea trays and teapots and all sorts of jugs and glasses on top of it. The March Hare and the Mad Hatter were having tea. A dormouse was sitting between them. It was fast asleep. The table was very large, but all the three were crowded in one corner of the table. "No room!" they cried as soon as they saw Alice coming. "No room! No room!" "There's plenty of room," said Alice, and she sat down in a large armchair at one end of the table.
"Have some wine,"
said the March Hare. Alice looked around. She could only see tea. There was no wine on the table. "I can't see any wine," said Alice.
"There isn't any,"
said the March Hare. "Then you should not offer me any wine. It is not polite," said Alice angrily.
"You sat down without being invited. That was not very polite,"
said the March Hare. The Hatter opened his eyes very wide. He asked, "Why is a raven like a writing desk?" Alice liked riddles. "Good," thought Alice. "I'm glad they have started asking riddles."
"I believe I can guess that,"
she said loudly. "Does that mean that you can find out the answer to the riddle?" said the Hatter. "Yes, exactly so," said Alice.
"Then you should say what you mean,"
said the March Hare. "I do," replied Alice.
"At least I mean what I say. It's the same thing, you know."
"Not at all," said the Hatter. "You might just as well say that I see what I eat is the same as I eat what I see."
"You might just as well say,"
added the Dormouse, who seemed to be talking in his sleep,
"that I breathe when I sleep is the same thing as I sleep when I breathe."
"Have you found the answer to the riddle yet?" asked the Hatter. "No, I give up. What is the answer?" asked Alice. "I haven't any idea what the answer is," said the Hatter.
"I don't think you should waste time asking riddles if you don't know the answers,"
said Alice. "If you knew time as well as I do, you wouldn't talk about wasting it. You must be on good terms with time. When lesson time comes at 9 o'clock, you must whisper to time, and the clock will go round, and it will be time for lunch at 1 o'clock.
"But I won't be hungry then," said Alice.
"Well, if time is your friend, then you can keep it at 1 o'clock for as long as you want," said the Hatter.
"I will tell you a story,"
said the Dormouse.
"Yes, please do," said Alice. "And be quick about it, or you'll go to sleep again,"
said the March Hare.
"Once upon a time there were 3 sisters. They lived at the bottom of a well."
"What did they live on?" asked Alice, who always wanted to know what everyone was eating and drinking.
"They lived on treacle,"
said the Dormouse, after thinking for a minute or two.
"They couldn't have lived on treacle. They would have been sick,"
said Alice.
"Yes, they were. They were very sick,"
said the Dormouse.
"But why do they live at the bottom of the well?"
asked Alice.
"Have some more tea?"
said the March Hare very politely to Alice.
"I haven't had any tea. How can I take some more?"
asked Alice in an offended tone.
"You mean you can't take less. It's easier to take more than less."
Alice did not know what to say, so she took some tea and some bread and butter. She turned to the Dormouse. "Why do they live at the bottom of a well?" she asked again.
"It was a treacle well,"
said the Dormouse.
"and they were learning to draw."
"What were they drawing?" asked Alice.
"Treacle,"
said the Dormouse. "I don't understand," said Alice. "How could they draw treacle?" "You can draw water out of a water well, so you can draw treacle out of a treacle well, stupid," asked the Hatter.
"Really, I don't think,"
said Alice. "Then you shouldn't talk," said the Hatter. This piece of rudeness was too much for Alice. "What foolishness!" she said. She got up and walked off. The Dormouse fell asleep again, and no one took any notice of her going.
"Well, at any rate, I'll never go there again," said Alice. "It is the stupidest tea party I ever was at in all my life."